start off with is some spot treating and treating these under eye circles and the discoloration around my eyes before I start my eye makeup. I have been struggling with my skin lately and I don't know what is going on. This is probably the best it's looked all month so far, but yeah, I have no idea what's going on with my skin. So the first thing we're going to do is, if I can find, I'm going to moisturize my lips. This is just a balm that I use for my lips because it actually just, I don't know, it just feels really good on the lips and it keeps them nice and moisturized. I'm going to be taking that all around my mouth area because my lips don't tend to flake, but right underneath in this area here really does, and it's actually really painful, so yeah. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I am going to use two primers here. I have the Motives Complexion Perfection Face Primer, and then I also have the Insta Smooth Line Smoothing Cream. So what I'm going to do with the Insta Smooth is I'm going to put it here in my smile lines and in my forehead lines, and then also a bit underneath my eyes because I do have fine lines. Take a dot there, a couple dots actually, and then the rest there. You don't need a lot. This stuff goes an extremely long way. Alright, and then I'm going to apply this one in my T-zone. So right down the center of my face and on my cheeks. Again, you only need a small amount. I'm using about that much, which is, I don't know, less than a dime size. You probably could get away with actually doing less of this, to be fair. But this is just going to smooth out the skin as well as just help your makeup last longer, and it also blurs out pores, whereas the other one kind of helps fill in fine lines and wrinkles. Next, what we're going to do is some spot treating. So right here I have my Custom Blend Concealer, which you can tell from the back I am beginning to hit pan on this. So I am just going to correct all of these spots in these areas because it's really prominent and it's really, actually, these are a lot of these, majority of these, with the exception of this one here and this one by my eyebrow, they are all scars. So what I need to do is I need to just cover this whole area. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my finger and I'm just going to apply this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my makeup setting spray and I spritzed my brush here with a bit of the setting spray, and now I'm just going to buff out the concealer. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit of this Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer from IT Cosmetics, and I am going to color correct all this discoloration in here and then also brighten up the under eye area because, as you can see, I have not been getting good sleep lately and I need a little bit of extra coverage in those areas. So I literally only took this much concealer. It's actually not a lot at all. This concealer will last you forever because you don't have to use a lot of it. You can, I mean, a little bit goes such a very long way. That's in the shade Light, by the way. Again, spraying my beauty blender so that it's a little bit damp because this concealer is very thick. I am going to quickly set that with this side right here. This is the Shape and Sculpt Duo by Motives, and I'm going to use the highlight side right here. Just to set the under eye area strictly. I don't want to set any other area of the face. because I will be applying foundation later, but I do want to protect from any fallout. But this is a super fine, soft powder, so this isn't going to cake up underneath your foundation. So yeah, that's why I'm using that. All right, first thing we are going to do is we are going to use this white shade right here to set the lid from lid to brow bone. So I'm going to be using 2 palettes today. I've got the Lorac Pro palette. This is the first one. And then I've got the Motives Element Color Box. This is the Elements palette, and these are the shades in here. I'm going to be using these 2 shades out of the Elements palette. Out of the Lorac palette, I am going to be using this shade right here, and I will also be using the black from. I also have a gray shadow right here that is just a plain slate cool tone gray. I also have this right here. This is the Bare Minerals Primetime Primer Shadow, and this is in the shade Gunmetal. So a shimmery white, maybe an iridescent white shade or anything like that. So you can find things at the drugstore, or you can use these exact palettes, whatever you guys decide. So first things first, I'm going to go in with this shade, and we're just going to work that into the crease. Next shade I'm going to take is this gray shadow right here. This is a Motives Press Shadow in the shade Bonded, and I'm going to be taking that on this brush right here. I don't know the name of it. It's a BS Small. I believe this is their fluffy eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to take it on the tip of my brush, and I am just going to work that into the outer corner and blend that into the inner corner as well. This shade right here on this brush right here, this is the brush that actually comes in this palette. It's actually really, really good, and I really, really enjoy it. So I'm going to take that shade initially like that, and that, as you can see, is pretty dang pigmented. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clean, fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend that out. I pumped a bit of that gunmetal shade on the back of my hand. I'm going to take that on this flat brush here, and I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. So now that we have that initial color on the lid, now we are going to go in with this shade right here in the Lorac palette. This is the shade Slate. I'm going to take that shade on the outer half of the lid. So I am going to be spraying my brush a little bit just to eliminate any extra fallout. I took that shade a bit into the crease as well, and I'm just going to blend out the edges. Alright, and now for the Diamond Dust shade, I am going to take my Motives 10 Years Younger spray and really spritz this brush really, really good. I'm going to just dip my brush into this pot here, tap off the excess. That is extremely important because this has a lot of fallout, and we're just going to spray this again and just pat this on the lid. To brush away any of that extra fallout. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to take this black shade from the Lorac palette here, and I am going to line my lash line with it. Now we are going to line the waterline and also the tight line to give ourselves some full lashes. I'm using the shade Coffee, but I honestly think this look could use a nude in the waterline and then maybe a black on the tight line, but I don't have either of those things, so I'm just going to be lining my tight line. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I am going to curl my lashes. I don't do fake lashes at all, but I have my Fiber Lush mascara, which makes my lashes look absolutely incredible. Now I'm going to use my Fiber Lush mascara to give myself the most gorgeous lashes on the planet, and I will be so lashes are now done, and now we are going to move on to our complexion. Now I am going to start off by adding a bit of highlight to my skin before I put on foundation. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Pearl, and I'm just going to squirt this on the back of my hand. That may be a little too much, but we'll see. I'm going to take my Beauty Blender, and I'm just going to highlight this area here, my cheekbones, down my nose, and a little bit on my chin. Not too much though. Next, I'm going to be combining two foundations. This is the Motives Liquid Powder Mineral Foundation, and I'm going to be combining the shades Linen and Cream Beige to mix my perfect color. And I am just going to blend, just paint this on really, and then I'm going to take my Beauty Blender and blend it out on the side. And I'm going to do this in sections. I wasn't sure if I was going to want a little more concealer or not, but I think I want to conceal a little bit more on my chin. So I'm going to take this Motives Longwear Liquid Concealer, and I'm just going to pop it there, let it sit for just a few seconds, and then I'll pat it away. Meanwhile, while that's going on, I am going to take my brow powder and my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and I'm just going to do my brows really quick off camera, and I'll be right back. Concealer is blended away and brows are now complete. So now what we're going to do is we are going to set the face. I'm going to start off by using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation. This is the powder foundation, and I want to add this to certain parts of my face that I need more coverage. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores translucent powder, and I am almost out of this. This is such a soft, finely milled powder. We are going to contour. I'm going to take this Shape and Sculpt Duo from Motives that we used earlier, and I'm going to take the contour side. I'm just going to take that on the hollows of the cheek. Alright, we are going to use a big fluffy brush. This is the Mikasa F100 brush to dust away the bake. Alright, before I finish up the rest of the face, we are going to do the lower lash line. I am going to take first Slate right here on a angled brush. This is like a little itty bitty angle brush, and I am going to put this on the outer. I'm going to take this little brush right here, and I am going to take the shade Taupe out of here just because I'm already in this palette, and I'm going to warm up that area. What I want to do is I want to add a bit of that diamond dust to this inner part of the eye. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a bit of that gunmetal shade and I'm going to put it right there just so it's tacky and it will hold the diamond dust. Now we are going to do blush. This is the Bare Minerals 2.0 Ready Blush in the shade French Kiss. And I think this is going to be really pretty with this look. It's quite bright, but I think because we have such a bold look going on, we don't want to look too washed out. We're actually going to set the face with the 10 Years Younger setting spray. What that's going to do is that's just going to melt the powders into the skin. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal, and I'm going to spritz this brush right here, which is the Mikasa F120 brush. This is perfect for highlighting. I'm going to spray this a bit, and like I said, I want a really wet, dewy looking highlight, so I'm just going to go in. We are finally at the end of the video. Oh my goodness, it took so long. So this is the Motives lip crayon in the shade Neutral. This is a lip liner, and I'm just going to line my lips. And now, last but not least, I'm going to go in with the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Boss. Alright guys, this is the finished makeup look. I am in love with the way it turned out. I think it is perfect for New Year's, super glam, super easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. If you guys did, give it a thumbs up. If you are new, please subscribe. We are almost done with 24 days of Christmas, which I cannot believe. So happy New Year. I hope you guys have had a wonderful, fantastic 2017, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.